right. Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, give us 1 second to check the feed. All right, we in there. You go ahead, Omo.
Diane Shalom. She was a great
Shalom.
Millstone Charlotte with a quick, live evening lesson to the spirit property. How about Shemal Shot? I'm going to start by giving our praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh,
Hawa,
Bahashem,
Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem,
Bahashem, the honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
So this evening, man, we're just touching on, the topic of this new scientific priesthood being established, right? These tech oligarchs, as we've seen, taking center stage in American politics, but they really have their hands in the global affairs as well, right? And this priesthood parallels and goes back unto these ancient priesthoods, man, of these heathen nations, these heathen empires, right? So these things, as the scriptures tell us, there's nothing new under the sun, right?
Yeah.
We're seeing this be reestablished in today's times, and this is just the as we're going to go into the height of Esau's pride, where he's trying to reestablish this, man.
Right. If I can make a point real quick off what you just said. All right. This is something that has been, tried to, have happened a few times already in the earth. And the difference between what we saw back then and the main example that comes to mind is, during ancient Babylon dealing with Nimrod. Okay, Nimrod tried to create a one world order back then. All right, with the Tower of Babel, and so we're in that same time now to where we're in, Babylon the Great. All right, and Esau Edom is coming in the spirit of Nimrod, because when you go into Nimrod, I believe his name means like hunter or something like that, and pretty much that's what Esau is doing to the world. He's hunting souls, man. He's wanting pretty much to have control over the whole world. All right, so he wants everybody's soul as his possession because he's seeking to be the Most High. So, just off of what you said, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9. The thing that have been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. And like I said, this is not the first attempt that we have seen where you had these heathen try to come up with a new world order, which pretty much was them trying to establish themselves as God upon the earth, man. Okay, and you've actually had, I want to say it was Noah Yuval Harari, or one of them Amalekites had made the mention that the difference between the tyrants back then and now is that they have the technology to actually accomplish what they're trying to do now, man.
Exactly.
Like you was talking about, this scientific left hand priesthood is trying to run the world, man.
Right. They think that they have the power now to perfect, right, all the previous empires' wishes, man.
That's right.
Right. So going back to Rome, going back to Greece, going back to Syria, going back to Babylon, right? All these ancient kingdoms had flaws, right, that were ultimately their downfall. And the Lord has allowed the pride of Esau Edom to get to such an extent through this their science, right, falsely so called, right, that they think they're gonna accomplish their devices, man.
Mm-hmm.
So we can get that. We can start now Isaiah 47.
Con. This is Isaiah chapter 47 and 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender or delicate.
Right. So daughter of the Chaldeans, right? The daughter of these witches and warlocks of old, right? The offspring, right? This is a branch of that same wicked priesthood, you know. So this is what we're seeing take place, and the Lord is pretty much, letting it be known that they're going to be put in the lowest state, right? Regardless of the heights that they reach, they're going to be put in confusion. They're going to be brought down, right? Regardless of the power that they believe they have.
Con. I got a precept for you. This is Isaiah chapter 2 and 11. It says, the lofty looks of man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. Because, like you said, Esau Edom is trying to amass himself as being the Most High, man. That's like Second Thessalonians, the second chapter. All right, we always go into, because Esau is putting himself in the seat as the Most High to say that he is God. So with this science, which is really witchcraft, okay, because when you go into real science, all right, real science means to know, all right, and when you go into the scientists of old, guys like Isaac Newton and Einstein. Well, I'm gonna say Einstein. I know Isaac Newton for sure. All right, they actually would use the Bible to validate, all right, their scientific findings, man. But we have come into an age now to where these scientists of today, they are trying to replace, the Most High and His ways with this so-called pseudoscience, man. All right, this is why you see, people with this new rhetoric of, trust the science. That you had, guys in the past, especially during the demic, like the one guy comes to the name Lupe Fiasco, that made the statement that the scientists know more than God now, man. Okay, because through science, they're telling you that they have figured out, all right, how the Most High has created things, man. All right, they can make artificial rain, they can change the weather, they can control the elements of the earth. But the thing about it, to where the Lord said He's going to humble them, is they forget that this power that they have was given to them. Okay, Job 9:24 says the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. Okay, it shows you that the Lord allowed you to do the thing that you're doing, because like Second Thessalonians, I believe it's 2:9 says, only he who will let until he be taken out the way. So the Lord is allowing you, all right, to do these things and to make you think that you're gonna, usurp authority over the Most High, when you forget this is His kingdom. Okay, the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and like it says in Daniel, the fourth chapter, 17th verse. All right, that the Most High setteth up the basis of men over it, because He's gonna allow you to think that you are gonna accomplish this goal, but you're gonna fail. All right, so continuing on, verse 12. For the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud and lofty, and upon everyone that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low. Right. So this judgment that Yahweh Shem Shai is gonna come with, okay, first He's gonna start at the house of Israel first, but the main recipients of the Lord's anger, once he deals with His own people, is gonna be that onslaught that's gonna fall upon Esau Edom, the so-called white man, starting with you small hats, man. You know, you got it.
Okay. We can go back to that. Isaiah 47.
Yep. Back in Isaiah 47:2, it says, take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
Right. So we're seeing that exposure take place, right, on all time levels right now. These are things that we wouldn't have been, or that wouldn't have been mainstream news in the past. You know, but because the weakening of the left hand is taking place, they have to put these things in the forefront, man. It's all through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai at the end of the day. But their will, their intentions, their motives, all these things are being put out on Front Street. And now you see the uproars of the people take place. You see, the other nations that aren't in lockstep, right, start to stand up against these witches and warlocks, but they have too much control and too much of a foothold in the global affairs, man.
Yeah, because to add to that exposure, all right, hey, everybody is starting to see that these small hats are the ones that's behind the scenes orchestrating these things down. Now you see them out in the open, all right, boldly expressing their plans, man. Okay, like you said, if this was a few years ago, these devils wouldn't be, out front like this as they are now, because the main thing that this is showing is that, all right, he's really backed into a corner, all right. And you had made mention of this, about a month or two ago. All right, that hey, that's showing the weakness that Esau Edom pretty much is, presenting, because these these plans are becoming more outward and overt because they're losing that left hand power, man. So what they have to do is be more bold and outright with it because, like you said, the more they have to be upfront with it, let you know the less power that they have now, man. You know,
Exactly.
because I want to put this on the screen real quick because as verse one had said, okay, I read it again, dealing with the Chaldeans. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans." Now, when you go into this, who the Chaldeans are. All right, this is from Chat GPT. It says the Chaldeans were a Semitic people who originally lived in the southern region of Mesopotamia, modern day Iraq, near the Persian Gulf. They became a significant force in Babylonian history, particularly during the Neo Babylonian Empire, which was between 626 to 539 BCE. So it says, who were the Chaldeans? The Chaldeans first appeared in biblical records, or it's like in historical records, around the ninth century BCE as a group of tribal people inhabiting southern Babylonia. They were known for their astronomy, astrology, and scholarship, contributing to Babylonian advancements in science and mathematics. And is that not what the modern day scientists are known for today? All right, these great achievements you've seen from people like uh I just said his name earlier, Einstein, and other scientists, because we're not just gonna deal with the mathematics, all these men, hey, John Money, and all these, what's my man from the psychology?
Marx.
Yeah, Karl Marx, but it's the other guy, Carl Jung.
Okay.
You know, different guys. These are the scientists that have put forth, the information that you see that you're taught in school and all this. But it all goes back to witchcraft, man. They're the modern day Chaldeans of today, man. Okay, it says though originally seen as outsiders, they gradually integrated into Babylonian society and took on leadership roles. And is that not what we see going on today? If that not, what Elon Musk has done? All right, these different guys like Gates of Hell, uh, um, uh, the people at the WEF, Klaus Schwab and Noah Yuval Harari, just to name a few. These guys came out of nowhere, and now these are your leaders. These are your spokespeople that's going to let you know how the world is going to be operated, man. Okay.
Exactly. Is there something they said about Assyria in that section? Was it?
It says it on the bottom, I think, where it says the Chaldeans play a key role in overthrowing the Assyrian Empire, which had dominated Mesopotamia. You talking about that part?
Kind of think that was it because I have this article off of the Met Museum.org, and this excerpt that reads: During the first millennium BC, expert practitioners of magic performed rituals and practiced other facets of magic production in private and public contexts. Our knowledge of these practices comes from extensive cuneiform records that preserve descriptions of these specialists. Their technical knowledge, the spells they recited, the medicinal substances they made, and the knowledge necessary to interpret signs in the natural world. Under the direction of Assyrian kings, many of these spells and practices became standardized, and texts were formalized into several canonical series referred to as handbooks, many of which were recovered from the famous library of Ashurbanipal in Nineveh and from the city of Sippar, one of the great Mesopotamian cities centers of learning. So all these left hand practices, right? The Chaldeans took over Assyria, right? And they all these things just got transferred down, man. That's
Yes.
why when Esau took over Greece, he went into Assyria, into Egypt to learn these practices, man. And like I said, all these things were written down, right? These things were were all canonical. How they say it, made canonical,
Yeah.
pretty much to just made record of, right? So that
Yeah.
they could go back to, all these spells and enchantments, man. So now we're seeing that same thing take place. As Trump may have mentioned that he wanted America to be the center of AI in the world. You know, so this place was the center of all witchcraft and magic during that Mesopotamian time. So we're seeing that take place again today, man, through this left hand priesthood, this what did I say, the scientific priesthood that they're setting up.
Right. And if I could add to that, because those ancient texts, all right, they were rewritten in today's time. Because you have, books like from devils like Aleister Crowley. You have he wrote a book called the Thelema, which a lot of this the stuff that you learn in your biology, psychology, different things like that come from his teachings. All right, you have what's that? The Black's Law Dictionary. All right, that's a necromancy book, amongst other things, man. It's a lot of the stuff that we deal with, or we dealt with when we was in the world, that come from the witchcraft of these modern day Chaldeans. 'Cause Aleister Crowley, we can extrapolate, more than likely was a small hat man. You
Right.
know, because he plays a major influential role in the way that things are done today. A lot of these people get their teachings from him. You know, that cultic knowledge, man. All right. So these devils have a lot of witchcraft intermingled amongst Babylon. Why do you think things will operate like this? Why do you think the music is highly demonic? The shows are highly demonic. All right, they're able to tap into frequencies and different things, man. Because these scientists on the left hand side, okay, they have been doing diligent searches. Matter of fact, could you get that was in the Daniel?
Mm-hmm.
They have done a diligent search and to find out how to pretty much enchant the whole world, man. So this is why the scriptures refer to America as Babylon the Great, the great harlot, the mother of witchcraft, man.
God. This is Ezekiel 28:3. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee.
Thou wise, yeah, because these devils have done extensive research into things that you wouldn't even think to look into, man. you
Mm-hmm.
know and this is how we understand that these people are the devil. All right, these so-called scientists played a big role in the enchantment of that we see being put upon our people today. They really implant the thoughts into the people's minds. So a lot of the times where you thinking those thoughts that are in your head are not your thoughts. You've been programmed through heavy enchantments and witchcraft that have been put upon you, man. This is why through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, we give praises to the Lord, because he woke us out of those enchantments, man. That's why the scriptures tell you there is no enchantment against Jacob. We're dealing with the elect, because with the elect being covered by the blood of Yahweh Shai, all right, we have pretty much broken that spell. Okay, and we can see that spell working heavily upon 2/3 of our people now, man. You know,
Exactly. God, it's verse 4. It says, with thine wisdom and with thine understanding thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver unto thy treasures.
man, you can speak on it.
God, I mean, we're seeing like these enchantments, as you made mention of, have allowed them to receive the riches of the world, man. Right? Part of their enchantment being the blessing of the sword. Right?
Right.
They've been able to master death in every form and fashion. You know, verse 5 it says,
Okay,
by
if I can add to you too,
God,
another form of that is that Babylonian money magic. You
exactly.
know, because Meyer Amschel Bauer, and his family figured out that if you can, continually keep nations in debt to them, that they pretty much can control whoever, man. You know, and this, they study, Egypt and or yeah, Babylon and Egypt, to figure out how them Babylonians, them Hamites, pretty much was able to make these riches. Because when you go into the Babylonian money magic, all right, those Hamites were pretty much creating riches out of nowhere. Okay,
Exactly.
this is why you see a lot of Jake that get into that witchcraft. They talk about the manifestation and all that, because they're tapping into that, man. You know,
Verse 5, by thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches.
Hmm. And that's why Esau Edom is proud now. This is why you see guys like Gates of Hell get up on the world stage with no fucking health background and tell the world exactly what they're gonna do in the time of a demic, you
Right.
know, because these things were orchestrated. All right, they're literally experimenting on you live and direct, man. You know, like a good example of that, you have it's a I forget the name of it, but it's an experiment that they did with rats, where they created a whole society to where they, the way that we see people now, all right, cramming in on top of each other and people going, mad.
Yeah.
They got that, experience from using, it was like a rat utopia. I want to say it was like experiment 151. I forget the name of it, but you can Google it. But in that experiment, we literally see the rats go through what we're going through right now as a people, especially Jake, man. All right.
Mhm.
They the ghettos and all that came from a science experiment that was created, all right, using rats, man. You know, so these devils, all right, have done a heavy, enchantments in the earth, and now we see that the beast system, all right, which is what they're kicking off now. They're bringing all these, the technology to merge man with machine because they it goes back to what we said earlier about them wanting to have control over your soul, man. That was the thing. Like I said, they're coming in that Nimrod spirit, and like I said, that Nimrod spirit they're hunting the world, man. You
Exactly.
know, that great hunter.
Right. The scriptures talk about you will not be satisfied with blood. Right. Like you said, they want souls now, man. They've mastered, bringing death into the earth. Now they want to have that complete dominion, right, over existence. You know.
Yeah, because if you look into, all right, what money does to people, all right, when you're insanely rich, all right, the average, mundane life, you can buy everything you want to do, so that mundane life becomes boring to the rich, especially not. I ain't just talking about no millionaire, even no billionaire. We talking about, hey, these elites are worth so much money that you can't even put a number on it. All right. So when you're that rich, okay, you begin to have outworldly desires, and this is what we're seeing Esau beginning to touch into, man. Okay.
Exactly. Uh,
Uh,
we
I
can
had a
go.
quick precept.
Okay, slow.
This is Psalms chapter 64 and 6. It says, "They search out iniquities;
Hmm.
they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep." Okay, so it says they search out iniquity because, like we went into earlier, Esau went into these different empires and did a diligent search into the left hand energy that they, pretty much use to keep their kingdom afloat, and mainly to pretty much, ensnare and trap Israel up, man. All right,
Right.
so these devils have conquered that knowledge to where they are masterfully using it to keep Jake in this stupor. And this is why when you go into this word deep, this is H6013. I want to say is a mark. It says deep, mysterious, unsearchable. All
Hmm.
right. So Esau has done a deep search into pretty much how to control the human soul. All right. And this is why you saw things like with the juice, man. You had that video with Gates of Hell pretty much talking about the VMAT2 gene, which is the God gene, man. All right. And if you took that juice, all right, they were able to disconnect your spirit from the most high, man. All right. And they figured out, all right, through extensive research how to make that chip work, man. Okay. You had the guy that I forget his name that invented the chip. I did a video on that a couple of years ago, but pretty much they found out that the space in between your thumb and your index finger is the place that holds the most electricity in your body. All right. They figured out how to create a brain chip to put inside your brain to pretty much, do everything they want you to do, man. So this is all that wickedness that Esau Edom has perfected, you know. So now we see him going live with it and trying to really implement this because they know that their time is running short, man.
Exactly. And like you said, they put these enchantments up. You often see like articles and things of that nature come out about how the American people are becoming disenchanted, or this group of people are disenchanted, and they make it sound as if it's a bad thing, right?
Right.
But to be disenchanted is to have the enchantments removed off of you, man. Right? That's how you know that that left hand power is weakening, man. That's why they have to give you these jabs. That's why they have to continue to poison you, right? That's why they spray the chemtrails in the air at all time rates. That's why they're trying to give you these artificial foods all the time, man. That's why they continually pump out, the wickedness throughout the media. It's because they're losing that grip, right? That enchantment is starting to break, and now they have to try to fortify these things before the fulfillment of their what's the word, their devices.
Right. Right. Want to go back to Isaiah?
Time.
All right. This is back in Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 3 again. It says, "Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man."
Right, so the Lord is coming to recompense these devils for everything that they've done, man. All the wickedness that they perpetrated throughout the earth, And it says, "I will not meet thee as a man," because His Spirit is the first thing that's coming to rip these foundations apart, man. Right, the appearance of the prophets is the first sign of the downfall of Esau Edom's kingdom, man. Right, because through them the Lord is chanting down, right, this hegemony, man.
That's right. It says, "As for your Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldees, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms."
Right. So the Chaldeans, right, this scientific priesthood, they're about to be brought low. They're being allowed, because we're not even at the peak of what of their power yet, man. Right? Because we see Elon Musk, we see what's it, all these AI guys that are being set up. We see what's his name, Zuckerberg, right? And I'm sure there's people that we don't even know who have even more influence, right, than these guys that are
Yeah,
behind the scenes. But
Sam Altman,
yep, exactly,
Open
yeah.
AI.
But they're moving in that pride, as you had read in that Isaiah 2nd chapter, right? And that's why it says, you shall no longer or no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms, man. Right? You're not a lady anymore, right? Nobody's gonna look upon you with reverence again, man. Right? You're gonna be pushed into the darkness, never to be remembered.
Right, because we're at a point now to where the Lord is forcing your hand,
Mm-hmm.
because all this exposure that's going out. Hey, like I said, Esau can no longer hide himself, man. So they have no choice but to go ahead and move forward with this, and with all this information being brought out, like I said, now they're moving in haste, man. You know,
Exactly.
I want to bring this out real quick. This is from dailyskeptic.org. The new scientific priesthood wants complete control of what we're told, because, as we just said, all right, that exposure is at an all-time high through the prophets, man. Okay, so what you're starting to see, okay, if you have the spiritual eyes to see, all right, is the Lord has waged war on these devils, to where you have the elect, which is the elite on the right hand side, versus the elite on the left hand side. So the real priesthood, which are the prophets, okay, hey, we are pretty much in the stead of like how Moses and Aaron was when they were going up against Pharaoh, man. All right,
Exactly.
so like what happened with Pharaoh. Matter of fact, I'm could you grab that where he had like they had the staff being thrown down, and like the turning the snakes and all that.
Okay, okay.
Because that's pretty much where we're at right now, to where we're seeing Esau flexing with all his witchcraft, but we're gonna come into a point to where the Lord is going to send His Spirit down, and we're going to start seeing miracles from the right hand take place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See if I remember. I know it's like in the early parts of Exodus, right? Because I want to say try like around chapter 9 or something like that. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Because like I said, man, hey, Esau Edom, he believes that he has the power to take on the Most High now, man. All right, I might have to Google it.
Uh,
Yeah, let me Google it real quick, Salaki. Exodus the seventh chapter, around the 11th verse, and go down.
okay, I got you. So this is Exodus chapter 7 and verse 11. It reads, "The Pharaoh also called the wise men of and the sorcerers, now the magicians of Egypt. They also did in like manner with their enchantments.
Mm-hmm.
For they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents. But Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods."
Mm-hmm. And hey, that showed you that the left hand is not stronger than the right hand. And hey, the right hand, being represented by Yahweh Shai and the elect, is going to show Esau and the rest of the world that the Most High power reigns supreme over everything, man. You know. So what these devils are trying to do, all right, with this, this pseudoscience is beguile the world into thinking that the Most High, is weaker than them, man. All right, that they're the ones that's really in control when it's the opposite. You know.
Exactly. Uh, Continuing on, it reads, so, and then you want to say something?
Nah, you got it.
Oh, good, good, good. Verse 13. And he hearkened Pharaoh's heart, and it hardened Pharaoh's heart, so like it, that he hearkened not unto them as the Lord had said.
Right. So, mind you, as we're reading all this, we go into the chapters prior, and the Most High was plaguing Egypt, do different things. So when when Moses and Aaron were pretty much showing up Pharaoh and his magicians with the magicians Janus and Jambres, all right, they were seeing that their left hand power it was failing in comparison with the Lord. So hey, Esau is in that same position as Pharaoh, to where the Lord is showing Esau that everything they're doing in secret, through the spirit and power of the Lord, is being revealed, and we're still condemning you to your face, and yet they're continuing to be hardened to continue on with this plan, because the Most High has prophecy that must take place, man. Okay, like I quoted earlier, he who not letteth will let until he be taken out the way. So hey, the Most High is hardening Esau's heart, because when you really look at how these elites are moving, you could tell they're moving in fear. All right, James 2 and 19, man. I
Exactly.
believe if there is one power, thou do as well. The devils also believe and tremble. They're terrified, because you can only imagine that's like you doing something, and your opponent or somebody that you're at odds with knows your every move and telling you what you're going to do before you even do it. You know, so that they're terrified, man. You know, so that's why you see them moving like that. But the Lord is going to continue to harden our heart, so that prophecy can continue on, man. To where these devils think that they're going to actually go to war with Yahweh Shai and the angels when they crack them clouds, and they actually think they're going to win, man. You know.
Exactly. God. It's
Uh,
like that. What is it? When Elijah was going against the priest of Baal,
yeah.
and
Yep.
they thought that they were going to be able to stand against the Lord, right? And this is what we're seeing is the Lord is making a spectacle of all this to prove, right, that they have no power, right? This is
Exactly.
a very same situation where He's putting us in a situation where it seems insurmountable, right? We look like we're gonna lose, right? From the outside looking in, there seems to be no escape, right? But the Lord is going to make a spectacle of Esau Edom, man, right?
Con, I might actually get that for you. That's a good scripture to go into with that. Remember where it's at. It's like you were saying, man. Elijah was a vessel the Lord was using to pretty much confound the prophets of Baal, man. All right. So this is First Kings, chapter 18, and I'm gonna start at verse 21. It says, "And Elijah came unto all the people and said, How long halt ye between two opinions? If the Lord, if Yahweh be God, follow him, but if Baal, then follow him." And the people answer him not a word. And that's the position that the world is at right now, because Esau Edom is putting himself up as God, and we're telling them, yo, Esau is no God. The only God is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. So the people are pretty much, at a standstill right now, because they don't really know who to believe, man. All right. And so because they're carnal, Esau is going to keep coming with these pseudo miracles, and that's what's going to sway the people to eventually, go with them. You
Mhm.
know, go with Esau. So like it says, uh, let it's like it. Then said Elijah unto the people, I, even I only, remain a prophet of the Lord, but Baal's prophets are 450 men. Let them therefore give us 2 bullocks, and let them choose 1 bullock for themselves, and cut it in pieces, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under, and I will dress the other bullock, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under, and call ye on the name of your gods, and I will call on the name of the Lord and Yahweh, that it's like in the power that answereth by fire, let him be God. And the people answered and said, It is well spoken. And Elijah said unto the prophets of
I can add
Baal,
to that real quick, priest.
Go ahead.
Like it said, it said, I, even I, only remain a prophet of the Lord. But then they said the prophets of Baal were 450 men, right? So it was one prophet and 450 uh, wicked priests, right? These left hand priests, and this is what we're seeing today, right? We have a multitude of these scientific priesthood, right? People that we don't even know, right? People that are putting up enchantments in the dark, right? We remember that video where they had the witch doctor coming, blowing smoke or whatever the hell
Yeah,
she was
spitting
doing.
on him and shit. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, but that's happening, on a day in day out basis, right behind the scenes, right? All these people that are in high positions of power, these are left hand priests, right?
right.
And it's just us, It's not to minimize it, right? But it's like the Lord always dealt in small numbers, right? So
Mhm.
He's using His men to go against what would seem as insurmountable odds, man.
That's right. It says, And Elijah said unto the prophets of Baal, Choose you 1 bullock for yourselves, and dress it first, for ye are many, and call on the name of your gods, but put no fire under. And they took the bullock which was given them, and they dressed it, and called upon the name of Baal from morning even until noon, saying, O Baal, hear us. But there was no voice, nor any that answered. And they leaped upon the altar which was made. And it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them and said, Cry aloud, for he is a God. Either he is talking, or he is pursuing, or he is in a journey, or peradventure he sleepeth and must be awakened. And they cried aloud and cut themselves after the manner with knives and lancets, till the blood gushed out upon them. And it came to pass, when midday was past, and they prophesied until the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that there was neither voice, nor any to answer, nor any that regarded.
Right,
And
and this is where we're at right now, right? Where we're mocking them for their lack of power, right? We know where our power is coming from, so we have confidence in these matters, man. We know that they have no real strength, right? And
right,
like it said, he, as they went down, they had to intensify, right, their offerings, right? So they went from doing their regular calling out and making their praise to Baal to having to cut themselves and and do all these manners of things, right, to attempt to bring upon that fire, and this is what Esau Edom is doing today, right? Proverbially.
yeah, because hey, to add to that point, because see, Esau Edom, he sees that his power is waning, and like you said, we're mocking them, because at the end of the day, we are telling them, look, Satan is going. He's a double agent. Satan works for the Most High. The power that you are consorting with, he's leaving you. Satan and these demons aren't communing with Esau on the level that they once were. Like you said, this is why. All right, they're having to be more dramatic and overt with the way that they commune with these demons, man. Okay, because they see that they're not being responded to like they once were, man. You know,
Exactly.
it says, and Elijah said unto all the people, come near unto me. And all the people came near unto him, and he repaired the altar of the Lord that was broken down. And Elijah took 12 stones, according to the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob, unto whom the word of the Lord came, saying, Israel shall be thy name. And with the stones he built an altar in the name of the Lord, and he made a trench about the altar as great as would contain 2 measures of seed. And he put the wood in order, and cut the bullock in pieces, and laid him on the wood, and said, fill full barrels with water, and pour it on the burnt sacrifice and on the wood. And he said, do it the second time. And they did it the second time. And he said, do it the third time. And they did it the third time. And the water ran round about the altar, and he filled the trench also with water. And it came to pass at the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that Elijah the prophet came near and said, Yahweh, God of Abraham, Isaac, and of Israel, let it be known this day that thou art power in Israel, and that I am thy servant, and that I have done all these things at thy word. Hear me, O Lord, hear me, that this people may know that thou art the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, and that thou hast turned their heart back again. And the fire of the Lord fell and consumed the burnt sacrifice, and the wood, and the stones, and the dust, and licked up the water that was in the trench. And when the
If I can
people,
add real quick,
Mhm.
with him pouring all that water over the sacrifice, right, repeatedly, it's removing all doubt, right? It's showing you that there was nothing that was going to stand in the way, right, of Yahweh about Shemi Hawashai, And this is what we're good. What we're about to see is the Lord is letting Esau he get his shit off, man. Right? He's like, look, do what you think you're gonna do, right? Put yourself in whatever position you think you're gonna need to be in, right? Get your super soldiers, get your, what you think you're gonna have on the left hand as far as these apparitions and things of that nature. Your communing with spirits, your newly created beasts, right? Get everything in order, right? You know, 3, 4, 5 times, times fold, right? Because once it's done, right, there's not going to be any doubt, right? There's going to be nobody's going to be able to naysay against it, man.
Mhm. And when verse 39, and when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces, and they said, the Lord, he is the power. The Lord, he is the power. Or Yahweh, he is the power. And Elijah said unto them, take the prophets of Baal, and let not one of them escape. And they took unto them, and they took them, and Elijah brought them down to the brook Kishon, and slew them there.
Mm-hmm. And this is what we're about to see take place with the the daughter of the Chaldeans, man. Right? Going back to the Isaiah 47 chapter, we're about to see, this left hand priesthood, right? They're gonna be like, oh, nothing we did worked, and then like, oh, it's not gonna be a oh well, it's gonna be you're gonna be destroyed, man. Some of y'all gonna be reserved unto captivity, but you're gonna ultimately be destroyed at the end of the day, man.
Kind. Let me add to this, brother Byron. Now, Shalom, Maki. Uh, Job 20 and 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall be upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Right, because this is exactly what you said is going to happen to Esau. Because here it is. All right, he's making this grand preparation for this new world order, and he thinks that he's going to be able just to smoothly ride off in the sunset. But no, you're gonna find resistance all the way up until Yahweh's return, man. Because not only you having the elect that's gonna stand up against him, but you also gonna have, the the regular people, even people of his own nation, that's going to fight against him, man. All right, that chip, when it's mandated, isn't going to be no thing where everybody's going to battle. You're going to have resistance through in and throughout, man. You know, and in the midst of all this, when because he's going to be able to set up, it to a degree, but in the midst of him doing that, that's when Yahweh Shah is going to return. He's going to throw him down, man. All
That's
right,
right.
verse 24. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. Right, because in the midst of that new world order being set up, hey, Russia, all right, and these different nations are going to shoot nuclear missiles over here to Babylon and over there to Israel, and also in the midst of all that, Yahweh Shah is going to return with the angels, and guess what? Those chariots are going to be zapping stuff too, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so Esau is going to be fucked either way. So all these sacrifices and shit that he's doing is in vain, man. Just like Cain, when Cain did that sacrifice, back in the garden, he was rejected because he didn't provide the proper sacrifice. That's exactly what he's doing again, because this is
Exactly.
Cain's descendants, man.
Right. Well, they had the red heifers a couple years back.
Right,
You know, he was they opening portals and they doing all type of nonsense, man. But it's all gonna be for naught, man.
for nothing. It's gonna be for nothing because, like we were saying, man, the Most High is letting you do all this to make you think that you're gonna win. Matter of fact, could you get Romans 9-17 real quick?
Mhm.
You are in a trick bag, man. This is why in that Job 20 is heavy, because the Lord is gonna allow the very weapon that you use to terrorize the planet to destroy you. All
Exactly.
right. Yeah, he got this in the NLT. That's good. Job 20 and 24 in the NLT. And when they tried to escape an iron weapon, a bronze tip arrow will pierce them. The nuclear missiles, man. Okay, because your defense shield ain't gonna be able to stop no missile, man. All right. Hey, what they say, you gonna try to shoot a missile to hit another missile? That's not gonna work, man. Hey, your defeat is imminent, and they know it.
Right.
Project Look Glass let them know that, man. There's no
Hmm.
getting around this judgment, man. All right, you can't hide from the Most High either, man.
Right. That's
This is
why
why
they
they
look
had the bunkers.
exactly. But that's why they be nervous in all these little meetings and things that they doing, man. Right? They sitting there, legs shaking, hands shaking, because they know that they have doubt. Right? The Lord has put the spirit of doubt on Esau, because, like you said, they have Project Looking Glass, so they might have the pride that these things are gonna come to pass, but they know they've seen the end already, and it's being prophesied to them, man. It was Ezekiel 35th chapter.
Yeah,
Uh, You said Romans 9 and 17?
17 car.
Yeah. For the scripture had said unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
Right. So it said, read that again, Bible Shah.
Romans 9 and 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up.
Right. So the modern day Pharaoh today is the Edomites, starting with the Amalekites, the head tribe of the Edomites, man. All
Mm-hmm.
right. And Esau has given you, all right, this position in the earth, all for the purpose of uh you know putting up his name. Because just like when Pharaoh of old in Egypt was conquered and defeated, all right, that magnified the Lord's name to where all the heathen feared the nation of Israel back then while we were, going through the different lands. The heathen, they understood that, hey, the God of the Hebrews, man, we can't mess with them, man. Their God is too powerful. He is the true power, man. You know, and that's one thing that these devils fail to realize is that all the heathen at some point the Lord made to recognize him as being the most high, man. Esau Edom is the only nation that still bucks up against that thought. Okay, but
Mm-hmm.
that great humbling is gonna come, all right, when Esau is kicked off the throne and Yahweh Shah takes his rightful place as being the true ruler of this world, man.
That's right. God. It says, for the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
Hmm. And that's the point. The Lord's name. is going to be declared in the earth again, to where all nations will fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, they will fear the Israelites, man, because that fame and praise is going to be, put back in the earth of us being the sons of God again, man. Okay,
That's right.
when the nations look upon Israel in the kingdom of heaven, they're going to see that presence of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and fear is going to instantly fall upon them, man. They're going to bow, like the scriptures say. I believe that's in I want to say Isaiah 60 or 61. All
Okay.
right, where it says they shall eat the dust of our feet, something like that. They're gonna bow when they see us. That's like, for brothers that have seen the anime Bleach. All right, hey, Jake gonna have that spiritual pressure. That spiritual pressure is gonna be so bad to where it's gonna instantly make you bow. Like when you watch that show, the extremely powerful characters, that spiritual pressure they had, which is that aura, was so heavy that it automatically dropped them to their knees when they came in their presence, man. And that's how Israel is gonna have that in the earth, man. You know.
Uh, we can go back to that Isaiah 47. Just jump down to 12, and we'll just finish out the chapter.
Okay. This is Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 12. It says, "Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail."
Right. So the Lord is telling them, right, hey, build your confidence, right, in your enchantments, man. Right. If they work, right, you've been working all this time. You've been putting it. You've been doing this for who knows how long, right? If it's really gonna amount to something, right, we're gonna see. You put your confidence in it. Let's see where it's at, man. You know.
Yeah, NLT, it says, "Now use your magical charms, use the spells you have worked at all these years. Maybe they will do you some good. Maybe they can make someone afraid of you."
And like you saw it, was it Hogwarts, right?
Right,
Practicing
right.
spell books and swinging wands and whatnot, you know, and for what? Just to get destroyed. That's it, man. Right?
Yeah.
It's the spirit of the Lord that's allowing them, going back to that pride, right? He's allowing them to get to this position, right? So they're comfortable,
Mhm.
because if they thought if they didn't think they were unstoppable, they wouldn't be moving, in such haste, man.
Nope, nope. Thou art wearied, back in the King James, thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things which shall come upon thee.
Hmm. Right. So, who's gonna save you, man? Right? Are your astrology? Is Elon Musk gonna save you? Right? Is Jeff Bezos gonna save you? Is Bill Gates gonna save you? Is the AI that you're building gonna save you? Right? Is CERN gonna save you? Right? Everything that you've tried to establish on the left hand, right, is gonna prove to be worthless in that day, man.
Mhm. It says, verse 14, "Behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them, they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it."
Right. So that stubble, this whole infrastructure, everything is going to be destroyed by the nuclear missiles, man. Right. Like you said, you can't block missiles with missiles. Right. They're not going to have an Iron Dome. They're not going to have. They're not going to Mars. They're not. All their escape plans is going to fail. Right. The ones that the first fruits of slavery. Right. They'll get away. For that time being, but they'll be brought out of those holes. You
Mm-hmm.
know. So like I said, behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor a fire to sit before, because there's going to be no comfort left, man. Right? There's no escape. There's nothing to put themselves at ease. Right? There's no more rest. Right? Once this destruction commences, right, it's fear and work for Esau Edom until he's get put out of the earth, man, after that 1,000 years.
Yep. Great payback.
Right?
It says, "Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth, they shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee.
Right. So going back to the alliances that they have formed, right? As the scriptures talk about, they spread themselves as a green bay tree. They've established footholds right throughout the globe, and they have so-called alliances that they've had for thousands of years, man. Right? Esau Edom, like we made mention, Esau Edom has always slithered himself into positions of power. So Moab has always been hand in hand with Esau. Not Amalek, Ammon has always been hand in hand with Esau in some form or fashion. Ham has
All of them.
always been right, all of them. Like it says, they have labored since thy youth, right? They shall wander everyone to his. So they're leaving, right? They're abandoning Esau, right, to receive of this judgment, man. That's why we see them leaving America. They'll come get their dollars and head back to their homelands because they know this place is destined for destruction, man. You know, if you could read that in the NLT, probably
Verse
from
13
13,
or
yeah,
15.
starting 13. Just see what
Okay,
it says.
God. Isaiah 47:13. All the advice you receive has made you tired. Where are all your astrologers, those stargazers who make predictions every month or each month? Let them stand up and save you from what the future holds.
So Klaus Schwab, Yuval Noah Harari, right? Their bosses, right? Let let them tell you, let them save you, right? This whole scientific priesthood, right, is gonna be, uh, what's the word? They're gonna be shown to have no power at all, man. Right?
Right.
They only have the power which the Lord has given them, and once that, like we said, that access to the left hand, right, is revoked, they're gonna be shown to be worthless.
Yeah, because if I can make mention to that, because hey, Esau was able to tap into the future, due to the his access to things like Project Looking Glass, and these demons were the ones that was pretty much telling him what to do to be able to make these things come to pass. So we're at a point now to where, all right, these same left hand priests and warlocks and whatnot. Let's see if they now have answers to prevent their incoming destruction. And what has been found out through things like Project Looking Glass is that they can't. They've done numerous different things to try to usurp prophecy and change things. But what has been found out that all that is futile because the Lord has your ending written, and your ending is going to end in fire.
Right. Right. You might be able to change the middle of the book, but you're not going to change the end of the book, man.
And to be funny, they didn't even change the middle because it was all meant to happen.
Right, right, right,
John
right.
the Revelator saw how everything played out. So you got to remember the demons are ushering out the orders from the Lord. So the things that they showed Esau Edom were the things the Lord wanted to be, so we can be in the position that we're all right now, man. All right,
Right.
this AI and everything. This was the Lord's plan from the beginning because, like we said, John the Baptist it's like not John the Baptist, John the Revelator saw AI. He saw the transhumanism. He saw all this shit that we see going on now. That's why I said that he wondered at the great whore. Okay, because he saw all this shit, man. He
Mm-hmm.
saw Jake bugging out, trying to merge themselves with machine as well, man. He saw niggas getting chipped. He saw all this shit, man.
Yeah.
So everything that these demons were showing them, the Lord wanted it to be like that. And like I said, that what they're trying to do now is change that ending to where they win, but you can't because, like you said, this is the Lord's story.
So,
All right. Yeah, perfect. Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. And how do we know that is true? Because the same thing that happened to in the book of Daniel. All right. All right. I believe that's what the Babylonians back then. Okay.
yeah.
Well, what's his name? Um, Matter of fact, can you go to that real quick? Daniel's I want to say
Yeah.
it's 7.
Yeah.
I want to say it's Belshazzar, but I want to make sure.
Yeah. Because it's like Esau is the writings on the wall, man.
Yeah, yeah, Belshazzar. Yeah, so you can start at verse 5
God.
or 22. It's like Daniel 5 and 22.
God. This is Daniel chapter 5 and verse 22. And thou, his son Belshazzar, hast not humbled thine heart, uh, though thou knewest all this, but hast lifted up thyself against the Lord of heaven. And they have brought thee vessels of his house before thee, and thou and thy lords, thy wives, and thy concubines have drunk wine in them. And thou hast praised the gods of silver and gold, and of brass, iron, wood, and stone, which see not, nor hear, nor know, and the power in those hands thy breath. It's like in the power in whose hand thy breath is, and whose are all thy ways, hast thou not glorified.
Right. And this is the same position that Esau Edom is in because the Lord has given him all this power, all the riches, and all these different things. And yet these devils refuse to acknowledge the Most High as the true power of the world. All right. Because, like I said, he's the only nation that refuses to give the Most High his credit to a point to where they're sitting here telling you that God, that, Jesus is fake news, that God is dead, that they're God, just straight blasphemy because the idols that they were worshiping back during this time. All right, Esau Edom has made those idols alive today. All right, you see all the credit that they're giving to AI now, man. That's the modern day idol, man. Okay,
Uh,
go ahead.
then was the part of the hand sent from him, and this writing was written. And this is the writing that was written, many, many tekel upharsin.
Mm-hmm.
This is the interpretation of the thing. Many, the Most High had numbered thy kingdom and finished it.
Yep.
Tekel, thou art weighed in the balance and art found wanting.
Right. So it said thou weighed in the balance and found wanting, and that word wanting is lacking. That
Mm-hmm.
they have been found, lacking of righteousness in this kingdom, man. You know,
Exactly.
and this place is the land of no judgment. All right, where the ways of the Lord are condemned. Babylon, another name for Babylon. All right, like it says in Revelation the 11th chapter. All right, is Sodom and Egypt, where our Lord is crucified, man. All right,
That's
they
right.
crucify Yahweh Shah. All right, every day here. All right, through the teachings, that contradict, the scriptures, man. You know, they blaspheme. Okay, so the irony of this is that the elites saw this same message dealing with CERN. Okay, they was messing with that machine, and they saw the very same writing that we just read about, man. So the Most High is going to do the same thing that He did to Babylon back then, which is take it down.
That's right. Perez, thy kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and the Persians.
And that was the point.
Okay, God.
So I'll go back to Isaiah. So back in Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 14 in the NLT, it says, "But they are like straw burning in a fire. They cannot save themselves from the flame. You will get no help from them at all." And them demons gonna leave you, as we're seeing, because like I said, they're left hand angels from the Lord, man. They're not really fucking with you like that, you
Right.
know. Like I said, they're double agents, man.
Exactly.
Especially Satan. It says you will get no help from them at all. Their hearth is no place to sit for warmth,
Mm-hmm.
and all your friends, those whom you've done business with since childhood, will go their own ways, turning a deaf ear to your cries. Man,
This is what we're about to see, man. Right. So with them, setting themselves in this position of pride, right, through this left hand scientific priesthood, right, through these enchantments that they continually put out, right, through these sacrifices that they're making, you know, ultimately, as that destruction commences, they're going to be left to their own devices, man, right,
right?
and they're going to be left to fend for themselves, and it's the judgment of Yahweh Shema Shai at the end of the day, and a lot of what's happening now is that our people are finding themselves in lockstep with this left hand priesthood, with this scientific priesthood, so now they're going to be found lacking, found wanting in these times to come, man. Right? They're going to be, like I said, there shall not be a place to find warmth, right, or that comfort, because they trusted in a hedge that was not of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man,
Yeah,
right?
they're gonna face the same fate as the prophets of Baal.
Exactly.
But I got that for you. This is Second Thessalonians chapter 2 and 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan
Mm-hmm.
with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not in the truth and had pleasure in unrighteousness.
Yep. So the people who fall victim to the belief in these, like it says in the NLT, these counterfeit powers and signs and miracles, right? If you fall victim to and believing in that, right, you're ultimately signing up for destruction, man. Right? You you signed your own ticket, right? And ultimately it was Yahweh Shem Shai, right? Because
Right.
they say he gave them over to that deceitfulness, right? He allowed you to fall into Esau's bag of tricks and for him to deceive you unto damnation, man.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, man, if you get fooled by these damn scientists and whatnot, man, hey, that's gonna be on your own head, man. You
Exactly.
know, because this witchcraft that is clearly being seen now, man. If you want to continue to trust in Esau, man, then that's gonna be you. Like it says in Isaiah 30, hey, let Pharaoh be your shame and confusion, man. Your
Exactly.
trust in Pharaoh be your shame and confusion, man.
Okay. But that was it.
Con. Yeah, I had nothing else either. All right, we'll close it then. So hey, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. All right. It was kind of all over the place, but at the end of the day, that's how the spirit worked. So hey, with that, we want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachah HaKodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And peace and salutation to the elect. Until next time, we say Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.